example is An example is when COVID happened, there were a lot of music artists, a lot of actors, a lot of people that was out of work. And guess what? When we get money, as soon as we get money, we spend money. We don't save money for a rainy day. We don't have another option or another business that we can do or anything like that. But what I will say, like people like D Nice, one of my clients, MC Light, they all were able to pivot during the COVID time. And I know they already had global empires before. And I know with D Nice, he just really took off and expanded. He's always been out there. And so I believe that if you're going to have a business, that you can't have a janky business, you have to have a business that's going to be sustainable, a business that you got to have a business that is actually legitimate and legal. Because most people, before they get in business or get in partnerships with people, they look them up. And I know I do. I want to see who you are, what you're doing, you know. So we're going to get into business planning because at the end of the day, if you got a business, guess what? You need funding to run the business. And so most funders or investors, they want to see what is your business plan? What do you plan on doing for the next 5 years? Where does your company stand? All right, so we will explore the importance of having a business plan, the key components. It was so much where I actually had broke it down by actors, by writers, by directors. So I told Jeanette that could be a part 2, 3, or 4 that we can come back to. But the components will include just the key components tonight, and then we can come back maybe for a bonus session where I can give you samples of what business plans look like for actors, writers, and directors to help you create an effective plan tailored to your unique needs. But the business plan that we will go through tonight still is an industry business plan, and it can give you a sample of what you will need to put your plan together. Okay. So your business plan, a lot of people may be like, well, what is a business plan? What does it really look like? Oh, I wrote some stuff up. But a business plan serves as your roadmap for success. Your business plan is like your guide. Once you write your goals, then you got to put some actions down, and then you got to make decisions. It also provides clarity on your goals. It provides clarity on your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? Who is your clientele? And then how do you reach them? So if I'm an investor, which I do invest in things, I'm currently an investor in The Wiz, which is touring. Their last stop is in Los Angeles for this month, and it takes on Broadway March 24th. And that has been a lucrative investment for us. And they had to send us their business plan, their operating agreements, everything before we would decide to be investors for them. Your business plan also helps you secure funding or investment by demonstrating viability and potential return on the investment for the investor. So whether it's a bank or individual person, there are some angel investors out there as well that looks for potential business, new business coming up to sow a seed into. Your business plan also acts as a tool for accountability and evaluation of your progress. A lot of times we say we want to start a business, but we don't work in the business. And so this helps to hold you accountable for what you say it is that you're going to do. All right, so let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the business plan. So the key components of your business plan. So you must start off with an executive summary. And so you may ask, what is an executive summary? It's a concise overview of your business. It includes the objectives and how you plan to achieve them. So in your introduction, here is a sample of what I use. So JG Studios, Jeanette, do I have that right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for using me.
Okay. JG Studios is a premier acting studio dedicated to nurturing aspiring actors and enhancing their skills through comprehensive training programs, and professional development opportunities. Located in Arlington, Texas, our studio aims to become the go-to destination for individuals passionate about pursuing a career in acting. So you got to have a powerful statement coming out of the gate. This is who we are. This is what we do. This is where we located. And this is what we aim to get done. And who your target audience is, individuals passionate about pursuing a career in acting. All right. The next part of your business plan should include a business overview. At JG Studios, we offer a range of acting classes, workshops, and coaching sessions designed to cater to students of all skill levels, from beginners to advanced performers. Our programs are crafted by industry professionals and cover various aspects of acting, including scene study, improv, audition techniques, and character development. Additionally, we provide guidance on the business side of the entertainment industry, helping our students understand the nuances of the profession and navigate their career paths effectively. Kind of long, but you're including everything that your business does. The more information you give, the more concise you are, the more you're going to pique the interest of the investors, of the bank, whoever is going to invest in your business or provide you funds for your business. And if you have questions, just raise your hand. Jeanette, just let me know if we have a question and I'll stop and answer those questions. I see old Michael Drake over there. Next, you must have a company description. Your company description should include information about your business, such as your mission, vision, and what your values are. How many people on this Zoom have a business? Raise your hand. Let me see if I can see you. Raise your hand if you have a business. All right. And in the chat, let me know, do you have your mission, your vision, and your values spread out? Okay, Evelyn. All right, Michaela. Because the first thing you do when you're thinking about starting a vision, whenever you're thinking about starting a business, you got to think about, what is your mission? Why are you even starting this business? What is the vision that you have? And then what does your company stand for? Like, what's your values? So an example of a clear, concise mission statement. At JG Studios, our mission is to empower individuals with the tools, training, and opportunities they need to succeed in the competitive world of entertainment. We believe in cultivating talent, fostering creativity, and promoting diversity to inspire the next generation of artists and storytellers. That sounds about right, Jeanette?
Girl, that's more than right. Thank you.
So Jeanette didn't know I was going to use her company. So as a gift from our company to her company, we're going to gift her with her business plan for putting on this series for the Lyft community.
Thank
All
you.
right, so the vision. Our vision at JG Studios is to become a renowned hub for artistic expression and innovation, known for producing groundbreaking work across various mediums, including film, theater, television, and digital media. We aspire to create a supportive community where artists can thrive, collaborate, and push the boundaries of their craft. So I wrote this for JG Studios, but this vision also goes in line with what Lyft like to do for their members as well. So make sure your vision, once again, is clear. Think of all the ways that you would like to see your business, see the vision for your business. And then values, I only put just a couple of values, but an example would be because JG works with actors and different performers, we want to touch on creativity. So creativity, we celebrate creativity in all its forms and encourage experimentation, originality, and boldness in our work. And I know this fits Jeanette and her team perfectly because she does not like to stay in the box. She loves to step out of the box whenever she's working with her students. Excellence. She wants you to strive and do everything in excellence. So the value there would be we strive for excellence in everything we do, from the quality of our productions to the caliber of our team, of our talent, and the professionalism of our team. Do we have any questions yet?
No question, but I love the way that you worded that and wrote that out. That I mean, just to hear that, man, if I was a someone trying to invest, that would really pique my interest on how you worded that. I like that.
All right, let's see. All right, next. And I know this sounds like a lot of work, but we'll get at the end. I'll give you some pointers on how to have your business plan crafted. So you must have a market analysis. So anytime I open a new business, I need to research the industry that I'm going in. I need to look at the target market. I need to know who is my competitors. Because when I'm looking at my competitors, not to hate on them, but to see what are they doing and how can I do it better? How will my company stand out compared to my top competitors? So normally I look at the top 5 competitors that's in the industry that I'm looking to open the business in. And then I narrow it down to the top 3. And I look at those, see where they are, what they're doing, how long they've been in business. Sometimes I go from people who've been in business a long time to people who's been in business maybe 2 to 5 years and just kind of compare and then see what I can do. So you must include your industry overview. So in your industry overview, I put the entertainment industry, particularly the acting sector, is a dynamic and ever-evolving landscape driven by consumer demand for engaging content across various platforms. So all of these influencers, everybody making videos. I see Taylor on here. She loves to make videos. When they're constantly pushing content like on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, all of those different entities, not only are they engaging their viewers, but they're also getting paid for it as well. So with the streaming services, social media platforms, digital content creation, all of that can go to YouTube, it can go to your podcast, it can go on your website. When you talk about streaming services, so you know you got Tubi, you got Hulu, you got NBC, You got so many streaming platforms that's also available for you to interact and put yourself out there, put your business out there. Um, the next thing would be the target market. So at JG Studios, our target market consists of what? And we've been consistent. If you pay attention to the consistency, we keep saying the same thing. Consists of aspiring actors of all ages and experience levels who are passionate about honing their craft and pursuing a career in acting. Our programs cater to individuals seeking professional training, skill development, and industry insights to help them succeed in the competitive entertainment industry. So there's a consistency again of what our target audience is, like that constant reminder of all ages. We're not just honing in, oh, I'm only going to work with teenagers. I'm only going to work with adults. We work with everybody. To help them get to the next level. Okay.
Dr. Catrina, we have a question.
Okay.
The question is, what parameters do you use to determine who your top competitors are?
I do a lot of Google searches. So I do Google searches to see who's in the industry that I'm looking for. So like in this entertainment industry, if I break it down by management companies, I do a lot of research online, or people that I know who are heavy hitters, or companies that I know who are heavy hitters in the entertainment industry. I look them up because those are companies that's kind of mentor me from afar. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want to do. But how can I do it better? So I always make the internet my friend. And then I show up and I invest and be in places where I'm around those businesses. I'm around the businesses of the type of business that I want to be, but better. So it's a lot of people in the entertainment industry, in the entertainment industry, and it's a lot of companies. But what sets us apart is that we have systems and processes. A lot of people don't have systems and processes. We work with you besides the management and the PR sector. We work with you on, hey, how else can we maximize your talent? What other talent do you have? How can we turn this into a global empire for you so you can be able to retire one day? And so most of our clients, they have at least 6 or 7 businesses. I got one right now. She have about 16 businesses, and she just did an acquisition to acquire another global entity. So all of that falls on us, where we manage all of that. So putting yourself in those spaces, in those rooms, and using the internet as your friend to do your research.
I have a question. As far as local, like, should you um, be more concerned with your competition locally, nationally, or does it just is based on what you're doing?
I would say it's based on what you're doing, but it also is based on your mindset. Do you see your company as a global company? Or do you see your company as just a local business here doing business in Dallas? But I'm the wrong person to ask, because as a visionary, I always think big. I never settle for just doing anything locally. So it depends on you. And I know you may say, well, I don't have the capacity, or I don't have the support, I don't have the team. Oh, they'll come. The team will come. If you pray, yes, my faith is big. So if you pray, you put your business before God, He will send the people. You just tell Him what you want and be able to listen and hear, and He'll send the people to you to help you. So do you get in business to make $5, or do you get in business to make much more? Do you just want to help people locally? Or do you want to help people outside of Dallas, outside of Texas? So it just depends on where your mindset is and what you really want to do. You know, the industry here, the entertainment industry here is here, but it's hidden. Or how can I put it? You can I see a lot of things happening, but I really don't see no growth, you know, in things. So it just depends on where you are. A lot of my mentors, they don't even live here in Dallas. They're in LA, New York, Atlanta, other places, far as the industry. And that's how big my vision is of how big I want my business to be. So yeah, it just all depends what your mindset is and if you just want to stay local or not. So if you just want to stay local, look up some of the local entities that's here that's in the business sector that you're going in. And then, like I said, pick the top 5, then narrow it down to the top 3. Look and see what they're doing and then see how you can make it better. Even if you have access to go to something that they're doing, show up in the room, see what it is that's happening, and then how can I make it different?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, in your business plan, once again, you have to put your competitive landscape. So once you do your research, then you come back and you do a summary from your research about your competitor. You know, so while there are several acting studios and training programs in the market, JG Studio distinguishes itself through its unique approach to talent development. Because a lot of people get talent. And Jeanette, no, I always say, how can you manage all of this talent and still provide a quality service? So JG Studios distinguishes itself through its unique approach to talent development, personalized instruction, and industry connections. Some of the key competitors include established acting schools. So JG Studios should be looking at some of the other acting schools that's here. Independent coaches. What other acting coaches are here? What platforms are they using? When COVID happened, what happened, Jeanette? What I say, we got to pivot. Take your classes virtual. They not coming to you. Take it virtual. When she went virtual, she began to get students not just in Dallas, but from other places. Online platforms offering acting courses. So some of the things Jeanette and I have talked about. Do your sessions. Make them on demand. Create your own university. That's you making money in your sleep. We got a lot of people on here that's either videographers, cinematographers, or you have access to them. Create you a university where you can film the master classes, film the classes, and guess what? Put them on demand. Create you a university, and while you sleep or doing something else, people are purchasing your classes. However, our comprehensive curriculum, experienced faculty, and emphasis on practical training sets us apart in the competitive landscape. So, Jeanette has a curriculum. Her curriculum is comprehensive, and she got an experienced team besides herself that sets her apart from her competitors. So, if you have the experienced team, get them trained. Get some certifications under your belt. What are these other acting coaches doing that you're not going, that what are the other acting coaches doing, but you could do better? Look at other acting coaches who are in the industry. They can be your mentor, even if they're your mentor from afar. If they're offering classes, you can't make it in person. A lot of times they doing these classes in virtually. Take a virtual session. That's what's gonna set your team apart from everybody else. Do we have any businesses on here that's not in the entertainment industry? You could put it in the chat. Okay, so everybody is in the entertainment industry. All right. So you're gonna see a lot of marketing and sales strategies. Because guess what? You got to sell your business. So if the bank gonna loan you the money or investors gonna invest, they gonna want to know what's the plan to help you make money so they can capitalize off of their investment. So marketing and sales strategy, plans for promoting your work and generating revenue. So you start a business, guess what you're doing? You got to create a brand. But before you start creating a brand, you got to get you an intellectual property attorney like Mr. Pullum, who was the second teacher to do the research to see before you build this brand. Let me see if this name is already taken. If it's not taken, he or another, whoever you decide to work with, can apply to get your trademark for you before you start investing in building a brand. And I say that because over the last few years, we've ran into entities where people have come to us because they have built multi-million-dollar brands and they get served papers saying you can no longer use this name because it's been trademarked by someone else. And so either they have to pay them money for the time they use the name, or they have to start all over. And most of them had to start all over in building another name and building a whole brand surrounding that name. So in your business plan, make sure you make a note to at least check to see if the name is trademarked, does somebody else own it. No, that don't mean look at Texas. You can look at Texas, but that only covers the state of Texas. But you can do research federally to see if that name has been taken. So marketing and sales strategy, plans for promoting your work and generating revenue, brand building. Develop a compelling brand identity. So your brand identity, it has to be in alignment with your mission, your vision, and what your values are. Create your website. Make sure everything is consistent from the colors down to make sure your vision, your mission, everything is clear and concise and people understand who you are. When people see you, they see JG Studios before they see Jeanette or anybody else. We talked about creating your professional website. Showcase all your programs. Be proud of your team. Put your faculty out there. Put your student testimonials. You should be grabbing testimonials from your students, your customers, your clientele, any success stories. Don't wait when you've worked with someone long enough, or you given a customer, a nice customer, and they raved about the experience, or even if they don't even rave about it, they might rave about it, you may not know about it. Do a follow-up call, see how things were, and then ask them, do you mind giving me a testimonial? It don't have to be a one sheet, it could be like 3-4 sentences. Do you mind giving me a testimonial about your experience with my service? Put that on your website, put it in your brochures. So when you go to seek funding or, through investors or whoever, you can have something to show that sweetens the pie. Like, okay, so they really have clients. This is what they're seeing, they're doing the work, they're seeing everything. Then establish a strong presence on social media platforms, such as, of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Then this new thing called Threads. Now, here's the funny thing. I can't keep up with all them social media platforms for myself, but I keep up with it for everybody else, for my clients and stuff. But use social media, even if you got to get an intern or you got to get a social media manager. If you can't afford a social media manager, there are other platforms out there that have people like overseas that will do these things for you at an economical price. And then if you need branding, we got Dr. Taylor Simon on here. So she can help you with brand identity, and she's coming on next week. So I know that's going to be a great session, but she is bad at what she do. Produce, once again, high quality promotional material. Make sure whatever you make, whether it's a brochure, a flyer, promotional videos, make sure it's very attractive. You want to attract the right clientele that's going to pay you for what you worth. So you want to make sure you putting out quality. If you say JG Studios, we take care of our students, we provide quality services, your promotional materials, they all have to be consistent and they all have to make sure they have quality. Now, we can't put out a video and it looking like ain't nothing wrong with doing it on your iPhone, but make sure it's like high quality, like it looks like you actually filmed it with a camera. Don't put out things that's just going, oh, I had to hurry up and get it out. So we just put something together. One thing that I added as a part of the marketing and sales strategies that a lot of people don't think about is like referral programs, depending on your business. Now, if you tell me what your business is, we will figure out how to have a referral program, a partnership, subscription program, something, because those are the things that's hot right now. And then a lot of customers, as we shop, we love referral programs. Oh, if I refer my friend, I get a 10% discount. Those different things really works for a lot of customers. So you can implement a referral program to incentivize to your current students, people who finish your school, Jeanette, industry, professionals, for them to refer students to you. Because at the end of the day, I love to collaborate. So I have friends, we in the same business. If I have an overflow, I'll send people to them. If they have an overflow, they'll send people to me. So you have to start building your industry network, whatever field you're in, start building your network and collaborate and work, learn how to work with others to make things happen. So you can forge partnerships with complementary businesses. So Jeanette is doing the acting school. Well, let me go get with some of these talent agencies. Because then now she could become the talent manager if she wants to. That's another service she can add to JG Studios. But she can work with talent agencies, casting directors, or production companies. And I do this every day where I see like I'm on calls with people in LA and everywhere, and they like, well, oh, they're a talent agent, but they're looking for, oh, let's send her over here to this acting coach. She works very well with kids and those different things. So once you begin to get out there and build that rapport and network and be intentional, whatever your business is, be intentional in your industry about who you network with and see how you can partner and work together. Don't go to the network event and you just sitting there, well, they need to come talk to me. No, I always tell people business ain't gonna come to you. You got to go to it. And always have your 90-second pitch together. That's another class, but on who you are and what you do. Always represent your brand some type of way, whether it's a t-shirt, a hat, a pen, something. Represent your brand so people will know who you are. Any questions yet? All right. So next, we have the operations and management. Y'all, a business plan, it's long, but it's worth it. So your operations and management section involves details on how your business will operate and who's going to be involved. Now, if you got a business, how many of y'all, you can put it in the chat or raise your hand, how many of y'all actually have an organizational chart? Like, what's your structure for your business? And then, are you a sole proprietor? Are you a LLC? Are you a corporation? Are you a S corp? Are you just, simply a home-based business? Okay, Tech, I see. Tech got a referral program. Okay, Evelyn is a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor. Akita. Okay. So long as you know what your organizational structure is. So for JG Studios, I said JG Studios will operate as a limited liability company, a LLC, with Jeanette Greenwood. So whoever is the founder or the CEO, COO, their name will go here, serving as the CEO and artistic director, overseeing the overall operations and creative direction of the studio. Because when people are loaning you money or investing, they want to see who's running this. How's she qualified? How are they managing the day to day? Are they sleeping all day and just taking our money? Those different things. The management team will include key personnel responsible for day-to-day operations, marketing, finance, and administration. So, if you got a business, especially if you got a building, like Jeanette does, facilities and equipment, you got to make sure you put all those details in there. JG Studios will invest in high quality facilities, equipment, technology to support teaching and learning activities. So I'm an investor. I hear some very great things about JG Studios. So I want to see where's the need, where should the money go? So this includes sound system, lighting equipment. Think of everything that you would need. Video recording equipment, other resources necessary for rehearsal, performances, and production work. Because also as an acting school, you can also be taping, helping your students self-tape auditions. So you can submit it to the talent agency for them or give them the self-audition tape for them to submit back to their talent agency or manager for what it is that they need. Facility management, JG Studios will lease or own a dedicated facility equipped with state-of-the-art amenities, including rehearsal spaces, classrooms, audition rooms, and administrative offices. So having all of this included, you can also lease it out to other people. So you can do like a shared space as well for the studio. The facility will be maintained to provide a comfortable and conducive environment of students, faculty, and staff. Curricular development. So what does the curriculum look like? Did you put your all into it? How intense is it? Who is the curriculum for? So the artistic director, which is Jeanette, in collaborations with experienced instructors and industry professional, that goes back. They want to see that you're collaborating and you're working with others, no matter what business industry that you're in. Will develop a comprehensive curriculum tailored to the needs of aspiring actors, because you can teach just on acting, but what else lines up with actors that they need? You got your talent. Once again, you got your casting director, those different things. So thoroughly preparing them and making sure that you're covering it in the curriculum. So the curriculum will cover various aspects of acting, including scene study, improv, audition techniques, voice training, and character development. And I know Jeanette does all of that from the observations that I have made in some of her classes with her students. So with both foundational and advanced courses being offered. All right, so you see this operations and management section is very big, but I wanted to make sure I gave you all everything. So then you got to deal with the instructors. So you got to break that down, instructor recruitment and training. JG Studios will recruit experienced and talented instructors with a background in acting, directing, and theater education. That looks good when you have experienced people in the field that's working for you. So it looks good on paper, it looks good to the investor. So instructors will undergo training. Okay, so they get trained, whether it's once a month or once a quarter, however it is, to familiarize themselves with the studio's curriculum, teaching methodologies, and student engagement techniques, which can change which can change instead of staying in a certain, oh, we've been doing this for 5 years, we're gonna keep, no, you got to keep up with the trend, you got to keep up with the time, what's taking place. So providing them that ongoing training looks good. Ongoing professional development opportunities, not just for your instructors, but also for your staff, and also for your staff as well, because you want to make sure their skills are up to par with what the industry standards are. So, and their best practices. So then we get to student enrollment and administration, a dedicated admissions team that will handle student inquiries, enrollment, the registration process, student records, attendance, progress. So once you show you have a whole management system in place to cover your student enrollments and your and administration, they know what you mean business. So if they taking the time, they got all of this going on, they won't be, so they won't have a boundary or anything up where they wouldn't want to invest any money into your business or loan you the money if you decide to get a business loan from a bank like Truist. Because they want to see that you're doing the work. Safety, security, we're going to cover all entities because we want you to know your money is going to be put to good work, to good use. So the safety and well-being, you address how there's going to be security and safety for your students, your faculty, and your staff. If you got a business, you got to have insurance. You got to make sure you have some adequate insurance coverage, especially if your business is open to the public and you're dealing with people. So that adequate insurance coverage, will be obtained to protect against potential risks and liabilities associated with operating a studio. So any business that you have, you need to have some type of minimum liability insurance. Also, one thing I don't hear much people in our community talk about is that if you run in a business and this is how you make your income, you should also have key man insurance. I don't know how many people have heard of key man insurance. I have key man insurance, but if something, God forbid, happens to you as the CEO or owner of your business, key man insurance makes up that income if something ever happens to you. So that's something to look into as well when you're doing a business. So the most important thing is that financial management. You gotta have a finance team, or you gotta at least have a CFO or you got to have an accountant, like a certified CPA, not somebody that woke up, they in accounts receivable talking about they are an accountant. No, you are not an accountant, but have you a finance person that will oversee your budget, that will help you with your financial planning, your accounting and reporting functions, filing your taxes on time, those different things, financial controls and processes needs to be established to monitor, like, what are you spending? How are you tracking the money that's coming in? And then are you staying financially fit in your business? Or are you in the red every month? Regular financial audits and reviews. Your accountant, if you don't have a financial team, your one accountant can do that for you. That's one of the best investments that I have, is having an accountant to take care of payroll, to do my audits, to file my taxes, although I still watch my bank account every day, you know, but having an accountant to be there to fill out, do those profit and loss reports and all of those things is good, because there is a program out there through Goldman Sachs that if you have a business, you've been in business for 2 years, and you make under, I think they lowered it, but I know it was under, if you make under $1 million, you can be a part of their business cohort. It's one of the best programs. But in order for you to be a part of that business cohort, you got to show that your business has been established for at least 2 years. You filed 2 years of taxes, and you have to be able to provide those financial reports to them to be considered a student in the cohorts. But it's one of the very best programs. I mean, I thought I had my business together, which I did, but taking that cohort really opened my eyes to see some things, from a different lens, and it really helped. So, all right. So financial projections, that's the main thing. I'm teaching a class. You need to ask your daddy. Oh, you want the charger? They say don't be interrupting the class. All right. Financial projections, forecasts of revenue, expenses, and cash flow. Those are those reports I'm talking about. That's what investors want to see. What's the forecast of your revenue, your expenses, your cash flow? The speaker, Candy Martin, that spoke, your third speaker, she is my accountant. She takes care of all of this for me, so I don't have to do it. So if you're looking for an accountant, that's somebody that I would recommend. She does payroll, everything. Revenue projections. So since we're using JG Studios as an example, I put in their tuition fees. So I had to do some research. So based on market research and projected enrollment numbers, they anticipate generating revenue from tuition fees for their acting classes, workshops, and training programs. That's where most of their income is going to come in from, unless they add something else to the studio. They estimate an average tuition fee per student per class, with variations based on the duration and the level of program they take. So once we determine what the program is going to be and how much the program is going to be, we can go back in and plug and play some numbers. Then they talk about, we talk about the workshops, the special events. So what type of workshops, special events you gonna host? You're gonna host workshops, master classes, special events featuring guest instructors, industry professionals, renowned actors. The revenue will come from ticket sales, registration fees, and sponsorships for these events. So like we have the Lift Indie filmmaker awards coming up. So sponsorships, them ticket sales, that's how we're covering the expenses for Lyft. I called Jeanette yesterday. with another little surprise for the Lyft community. And so we'll have some information coming out there for a master class with a very well-known writer for a very well-known um director, actor, he everything, billionaire, all that good stuff that we'll bring to the Lyft community. But we have to know, to get the knowledge, we got to invest in ourselves. So I'll use Lyft as an example for that. Membership subscriptions. So if Jeanette has students, she decides she want to do a membership subscription. Okay, for 6 months, this is how many classes that you can attend. What else do we want to offer? You may get, for your 6-month payment, you may get to do, it may include 1 or 2 self-tape auditions, it may, you may be able to create a reel. That may be included in the membership fees. Jeanette, I hope you're writing these notes down. So those are some things that she can offer in her membership subscription program. But your membership subscription guarantees like that recurring revenue, either monthly, once a year, for 2 years. It just depends on what the platform is. So, and nothing rolls over. So if you got 3 classes in this subscription program a month, that's what your 3 classes are. If you choose not to take them, that's on you, because we moving on to the next month. So if they don't take a class, it does not roll over to the next month. Okay. Expense projections, personnel costs. So when you're working on your financial projections, we're looking at expenses. So we're looking at personnel. How much is it gonna cost? And if you're the only person that's working in your business, you got it easy. But for some of us that have businesses that have personnel, or has you grow your business, this is still good information for you to know. So you got to include your personnel costs like salary, wages, benefits, payroll taxes, for the instructors, administrative staff, management personnel. Since you hire qualified instructors, administrative staff, support personnel to ensure, like the smooth operation of the studio. That's her justifying why she needs these people and why she has to spend this money. Her facility expenses. She wants to be in person to have that connection with her students, although she still can offer an online platform for coaching classes, as well as another stream of income for students that cannot come to the studio but may live out of town or out of state. So you got to factor in your facility expenses for your rent or your mortgage payments, utilities, maintenance, repair, and insurance for the studio space. And then budget for ongoing facility expenses to maintain a safe, comfortable, and conducive learning environment for students and staff. Do we have any questions yet? All right. So marketing, advertising, promotions. You got to promote what you're selling. So marketing and advertising expenses. So this should include everything, like your digital marketing campaigns, think about that. Print material, online advertising, social media, promotions, public relations, put all the things in your business plan. The more you give them, the more they know that you have a real business. Allocate a portion of your budget. Make sure in your budget you allocate a portion for marketing and advertising, so you can raise awareness for who you are and the type of clientele you want to attract. And you got to make sure you add your curriculum development in there, the cost to design it, to update it, to implement it. When you have staff coming in, you got to think about that. Their time, your time, even if you're doing it online, those people coming in. and any instructional material that they may have. And then invest once again. Make sure you invest in developing high quality curriculum content, other resources for your team, learning materials as well, so you can give your students an exceptional experience. And we almost there. So financials, expenses, again, think about your equipment and your supplies, purchasing, leasing, renting equipment, technology, furniture. And these are a lot of things that people don't think about when we're in business. Even if you're doing business out of your house, think about that one room you always work in, whatever that space is. Pay rent to yourself, pay rent to your business as well. And then always budget for equipment upgrades, replacements, or maintenance to ensure that everything is well equipped. So if you're working from home, you may have to buy a new computer, you may have to buy a new printer, a new fax machine. If people still have, physical fax machines, you might need a new green screen, just whatever it takes to run your business. Always budget for a rainy day. Cash flow. Now I know all of this is like probably French to y'all, but make sure you maintain a cash flow projection to monitor income and outgoing cash flows. So manage liquidity, ensure sufficient funds to cover operating expenses, debt obligations, and investment opportunities, because an investor or a bank will not give you a loan or give you money if, once again, if you're constant, if you're in the red. And then this is for your accountant, really. Make sure they provide you with the accurate forecasting revenue, expenses, and cash flow sheets. Like when I went to Goldman Sachs, I had to get all of that from my accountant, so I can provide them with that information. So, and then if you review your things, you can review it every month or once a quarter, but this will help you stay informed. Although someone else is doing it for you, it helps you stay informed about the state of your business and where you at. And it also guides you to see what's working, what's not working. Maybe I need to let that product go so I can focus, somewhere else. And I'll leave you with this quote: a well-crafted business plan is the foundation upon which successful film and TV ventures are built. It is the roadmap that leads to profitability and sustainability. And just some notes before I leave. I say that's a wrap. But a well-crafted business plan is also essential for success in the entertainment industry or whatever business that you have. By understanding the importance and the key components, you can create tailored plans to achieve your professional goals. And so I wish you all the best in your business endeavors. And thank you. My company also do business plans. We actually do the whole business structure. We also, if you don't have like your whole HR system, your policies and procedures for your company, we also develop those as well. So I have my email and the number, the website, all of those good things listed there. Should you have any questions outside of the session tonight. So, do you have any questions?
And while she's asking for questions, if you want to unmute or you can type them in the chat. We just want to say on behalf of Ladies and Family Television, we thank you so much, Dr. Catrina, for such an amazing class. All the comments are coming in. Excellent class. Thank you so much. Great information. I agree with everything. This was definitely a very informative class that is tailored to not just businesses, but us as entertainment as well. I'm excited. We do have Dr. Taylor Simon, the Tailor Made, on the call as well. She will be the next instructor up. So next Monday, guys, you don't want to miss this class, let me tell you. And I love the way that Dr. Catrina brought this class forward, and it just literally paved the way for what we're going to be learning next week with Taylor about branding and marketing. So be ready. We also got a surprise class that is going to be added in. I will be uploading that. We're going to be talking about estate planning. And Sean is actually, Sean Pulliam is coming back to teach this class. So we're really excited about all of this information that they're giving us for free 99. You definitely want to share this out to the community and let everybody know what we have going on, because ladies in film and television, we are definitely about the community. We want to be able to provide information without not always trying to charge a dime, nickel, a penny. You know, we couldn't say that we're a nonprofit if we're not out here trying to give something back to you guys. So whenever you get a chance, tag Dr. Catrina. She's on Instagram, she's on Facebook. Not just her, any of the instructors that have donated their time, tag, screenshot something out of this class, we don't mind, and tag them and let them know how we appreciate them and whatever it was you learned. If you go and do something that you took from this class and it worked for you, 3 months from now, tag her and say, hey, Dr. Catrina, it works for me. So again, Trina, we want to thank you so much for your time and your efforts. And I was not expecting this JG studio work up. So baby, I will be using all of this. So thank you for this beautiful gift I was not expecting. Any questions with anyone? We have our president and our vice president online tonight. Lucretia Johnson, our president, and Freddie Watkins. So would either of you like to say anything before we close out? And if we have any other questions, please unmute yourself.
No, I would just like to say thank you for everybody that is participating in the classes. It's some very valuable information and needed information within our community. And I just appreciate all the speakers that are donating their time to share their knowledge with us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Mr. Freddie, do you have anything before we close out?
I just want to thank Trina and all the that's been teaching us over the last few weeks. It's really been helpful.
Thank you. Yes, it truly has been. Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions. Dr. Catrina, I know you got to jump on another meeting. So we're going to let you get out of here and get back into that, get to your next meeting. But again, thank you so much. Thank all of you. Hopefully we'll see y'all next week. If you have not registered, I know Taylor got a long list
to make it.
Yes, go register now. And so you can get in here and get some more of this wealth that we're sharing with you. And I appreciate it. Thank you all again so much. Y'all have a blessed night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.